Members of the Governor's Advisory Council, GAC, of the All Progressives Congress APC from Lagos West Senatorial District have come under criticism following the election of Honorable Mojisola Lasbat Meranda as the new Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. It will be recalled that on January 13, 2025, Modashiru Ajayi Obasa, who represented Agege Constituency 1 in Lagos West, was removed as Speaker by a majority of House members while he was in the United States. His removal was attributed to allegations of gross misconduct and abuse of office. In his place, Honorable Meranda, representing Apapa Constituency 1 in Lagos Central, was selected as the new Speaker. However, some APC members from Lagos West, under the umbrella of the Progressives Alliance, have condemned the decision, labeling it as an injustice and an ill treatment of party members from the zone. In a statement signed by the group secretary, Honorable Shegun Banjo, they argued that Lagos West, which holds 20 out of the 40 seats in the assembly, should have retained the speakership position in the spirit of justice and fairness. We have no issue with Obasa's removal. Our concern is that the lawmakers in electing Meranda were not well guided, the statement read. The group further expressed its dissatisfaction over the decision to pass over qualified lawmakers from Lagos West, stating that the zone has the largest electoral strength in terms of votes and APC membership. Well, Nze. Angry APC members rejecting Meranda as speakership. But yesterday, there's about 11 of them were in support of the leadership of Meranda after the impeachment of Obasa. Well, I'd like to get your take on this one.
Yeah, it is a political issue, and when we discuss political issues like this, we just discuss them so seriously because in Nigeria, taking politicians so seriously will cause you some heart attack, and which at some point you may not survive. So, looking at what happened, people from Lagos West coming to say no, you should retain the office of the speaker in our zone. They are not wrong. But I think that instead of coming openly to disturb the peace of the entire Lagosians, they should have held their representatives, because they said that they constitute about 20 out of the 40 House members there. They should have called these people to order and said, why did you people agree to this? Why did you people? It is their representatives in the House that will tell them this is the reason and this is not the reason, why we did this and why we did that. So for them coming to disagree openly, I feel that they are showing us that they don't have a common front. And politicians will always pick out some of these little errors and cash on them to bring the people down. So they would have organized themselves, call some of their political stalwarts, and they group them together, invite their House of Assembly members, to that meeting, and question them. I think when was that? A few days ago, we were in a meeting with one of the honorable members representing River State, Obiakpo, in a federal house. He said that the problem is that we don't question them. Immediately he made that statement, I felt ashamed of myself, because it is now, the onus now lies on us. Instead of us questioning our rep members, those who are representing us, those who we gave mandate to go and stand for us, we will be hailing them. Even when they do something wrong, we hail them. Whatever they say, whether it is right or not, we hail them. So when they return, they surround themselves with security agents, and they drive big bulletproof cars and move about, and yet we are languishing in our poor little houses where we don't even have electricity, and we can't question these people. So now you see it play out in Lagos West geopolitical zone, where they could not call their House Assembly members to question, and they are now coming to disturb us in the media and disturbing the peace of the entire Lagos State House of Assembly. Now, what prompted the emergence of Mojisola? That is the question one should ask. You remember that prior to the speakership of Obasa, Mojisola was the deputy.
Deputy, exactly.
And now
there are questions.
Yeah, every other person looked at Obasa's, high-handedness, which they could not say anything about, which I have discussed in one of the, I don't know if it is in this studio or any other studio, I've discussed about the speakership of Obasa. I told them that for Obasa not to have been questioned or pointed finger at was because there was a power that superimposes his speakership.
Okay.
And because of that, nobody can utter a word until he made a mistake of his life. That mistake was very simple. He declared his intention to run for Lagos State, governorship come 2027 and things like that. And by that declaration of intention, he has stepped on toes. So the umbrella that covered him lifted, and they fired him. He didn't calculate well, and most of our Nigerian politicians, fall into this error. If he had kept his intention, until close to the electioneering period, it would have helped him. But he didn't do that, and it knocked him out. Now, the entire House members, in their wisdom, chose the next in rank. Not going by zoning now.
Yes.
Not going by representing the West, Lagos West. Or
and
Lagos
this is where the problem is.
Yeah, they now have to pick the next in rank, which was the deputy. And I think I gave it to the women. I clap for the women. I told Mojisola, sorry, I like referring to her as Mojisola, Honorable Mojisola. I said, if you don't defend the affairs of, in fact, if you don't defend the interests and wisdom of women within this period, you will serve as the Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, then you disgrace yourself out of office. But I'm thinking that for now, she's still doing well, and we are believing that she will do better.
Well, we are believing that she will do better, but then there are also questions because, like you rightly said, she was the deputy, Obasa's deputy, while he was the speaker then. But then Obasa was impeached due to gross misconduct and other abuse of handedness. But then, what is the convincing power that we would not have the same issues come up again as regards Mojisola's office?
Yeah, Mojisola, remember that the people who elected her, have been in the assembly together with her.
Yes.
So even while Obasa was going on with his leadership style, the people must have been watching Mojisola to know if she's that 100% in support of Obasa's leadership style. But if they have perceived that she's not in support of Obasa's leadership style, they will stay, because as a deputy she has her office, and she has been carrying out functions, and maybe in her functions she has displayed this liberal mind kind of, and that might be what prompted the people to say, okay, madam, that thing you've been doing at the background, bring it now to the fore. And we are believing, those who are political observers are believing that she may not likely behave like Obasa. One, she's a woman.
Okay.
Women and their tendencies and things like that. And number two, she has watched what removed her boss. So if you are running, perhaps you are driving on a highway and the vehicle in front of you, plunges in a pothole, and you have some gap, away from the vehicle, will you still plunge into that? You won't jump into that pothole. You see how you dodge it. So she has seen what ousted her boss. She has to watch very carefully not to enter into that same pothole.
All right. Well, before we go on a short break, let me ask you this quick question now. What would you make of this decision of them? Because according to this group, they are alleging that the lawmakers are always very fast, very quick to appoint underqualified lawmakers from the Lagos West, and they are also saying that the zone has the largest electoral strength in terms of votes and APC membership, but then they go about getting people who are underqualified as lawmakers. What would you make of that?
That is a very serious issue on my side.
Okay.
How dare you say that the people select underqualified as lawmakers? Who voted the people to power?
Okay.
That's the question anybody should ask. Is it not the populace, the electorates, the eligible voters who listen to these politicians coming to campaign, or are they trying to wash their dirty linings in the public by telling us that their representatives are not elected but selected? Yes, because the possibility of that is there. We've seen it severally in many states where the incumbent governor chooses who becomes what, and once he has appointed his candidate, nobody can utter a word. So, but if they come openly to say that, they will be making us to reason differently. Okay. But let me say this, let me just be on the part of neutrality to say that they are the ones who elected underqualified. So the accusation they are trying to make to people is directly to them. So let them go back and put their houses in order. Let them learn to vote credibility. Let them learn to vote the qualified.